Good evening and welcome to the January 26th edition of Carolina Week. I'm Anthony Stokes.
And I'm Courtney Robinson. Our top story tonight. More winter weather is on its way. It all started Sunday morning, and the wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain just keeps piling up. Snow plows continue to clear Chapel Hill roads. Some UNC Chapel Hill workers still had to work despite the university being closed. Students like Carla Martin spent the day playing in the snow with friends.
I'm happy about it. I think it's a good decision. I don't think it's good for people to be coming out here and risking breaking their neck.
Well, I'm sure she wasn't the only one playing in the snow today. UNC was closed all day Monday because of adverse weather. There's no decision whether or not there will be classes on Tuesday. Duke and NC State were also closed. Students and faculty should continue to check Carolina's website, www.unc.edu, for more information on whether or not the university will be open on Tuesday. Now, there is a possibility of freezing rain throughout Monday afternoon into early evening, but there should be a pickup in temperatures on Tuesday, hopefully melting a lot of the ice that is covering the roads and the sidewalks. Officials are asking that everyone stay off the roads until it clears up. So if you're planning to be outside, make sure you bundle up, maybe put a scarf on, some gloves on, or just take the day off to stay inside and catch up on some of that homework. Maybe drink some hot chocolate. Anthony?
Thanks, Courtney. There are 2 more rounds of approval to go, but it looks like the cost of schooling at Carolina is going up. Last week, the university's governing body approved a tuition hike that will generate more than $15 million. The increase breaks down like this. The plan calls for a $1,500 tuition increase for out-of-state students next year. However, trustees intend for out-of-state tuition to eventually reach the 75th percentile among other public universities. This could mean raises totaling up to $3,600 in the future. In-state students will pay $300 more. The money will be used for faculty salaries, teacher assistant salaries, and need-based financial aid. The Board of Governors has approved a one-time bonus for 12 UNC system chancellors, but Chancellor James Measer won't get what could have been a $30,000 gift. He turned his bonus down. Board members say chancellors have not had meaningful raises in the past few years. Measer says he appreciates the measure but won't accept the money because other workers at Carolina haven't had raises in years.
In 2002, Carolina Week investigated what it costs when the university leaves campus lights on. 2 years and several budget cuts later, we found lights still on and still costing the university. Jenny McClendon has that story.
It's 12:30 on a Tuesday night. The bell tower has already stopped chiming. Faculty and students left campus buildings hours ago, but inside, many lights are still burning bright. We found empty classrooms lit up like this one in New East and these in Peabody. The university spends more than $24 million on electricity each year. Lighting costs account for $10 million, with lights left on overnight a sizable portion of that. Ralph Taylor is the campus energy manager.
There's a lot of lights that are left on that should be off.
Like these in several Bynum offices, including this lamp in a side office, the same place Carolina Week found a lamp left on 2 years ago.
We'd like them to turn them off when they leave.
Some libraries and research labs are designated as 24-hour facilities, but Taylor says those should have only hallway and stairwell lights on when rooms are empty. Friday at midnight, we went to Keenan Laboratory and knocked on 25 doors of rooms with lights on. Of that 25, 23 were empty. Taylor says that's not acceptable.
In lab space that's not used at night, I'd like to see the lights out.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Jenny McClendon, Carolina Week.
Taylor says the university is taking steps to be more energy efficient. Some of the newer buildings now have sensors which shut off lights when rooms are vacant.
The beginning of a new semester can be nerve-wracking, especially if you are new to the country. Despite all the security international students face getting into the United States, 62 new students are now part of the Carolina family. Most of them are from Asia and Europe. 105 international students came to Carolina this past fall. The UNC International Center says there tends to be fewer foreign students in the spring, but it has nothing to do with terrorism.
UNC student health officials have treated nearly 300 students for a mystery illness and still don't know what caused it. Late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning, students began coming to student health services with similar symptoms, such as vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, and dehydration. The Orange County Health Department officials are awaiting the results of lab tests to determine what made so many students so sick. Officials hope to know the exact cause of the illness early this week. We'll keep you updated about the results of those tests. And the low-carb craze has come to Carolina. Managers of the restaurants at the bottom of Lenoir have added items to their menus, hoping to please people counting carbs. Subway now offers low-carb wraps. At Burger King, you can try the bunless burger. And if you're looking for a sweet treat, Ram's Cafe has low-carb cheesecake. Dietitians say more than 30 million Americans are on low-carb diets. Well, Anthony, are you on a low-carb diet these days?
No, I think I'd prefer my bun on my burger.
Oh, yeah? Well, Brad, hopefully the snow hasn't caused too many athletic events to be canceled these days. What's going on with that?
Well, we still had athletics word. They're waiting for the snow to clear up some. We had the gymnastics team got their event canceled, and the swimming and diving meet was canceled. But still plenty of action over the weekend for the Carolina sports community. We will get to that, but first let's get to the sports trivia question. Which former Tar Heel basketball player was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers last week? Was it Antoine Jamison, Rasheed Wallace, Jerry Stackhouse, or Jeff McGinnis? We'll have that answer when we come back.
Did you know that 1,600 children are infected with HIV worldwide every day? The mission of the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation is to give children a future of hope. The foundation funds pediatric research to ensure that children are at the forefront of every scientific breakthrough. Every child deserves the chance to live a healthy life. Help give a child that chance.
Support the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation.
Hey, there are a lot of ways we can help our community. Spending our money in Orange County, whether it's filling up the car or shopping at local businesses, helps maintain our roads, improves our children's schools, and creates jobs. Spending your money locally helps us all in a big way. So remember, shop Orange first.
Since Alexander Smith did not get the required 800 signatures needed to ensure his name was on the ballot for CAA president, William Keith will be running unopposed. Those wanting to vote for Smith will have to write his name in on the ballot. William Keith joins us in the newsroom now. William, how will this affect your campaign?
Well, it's obviously disappointing for Alex that he didn't get all those signatures, but I look forward to an open dialogue with him throughout the campaign and getting the issues out there to the student body. It's not going to change the campaign that we have. We're still going to run our campaign and try to get our message out, but I hope Alex will be looking forward to a dialogue as well, and I look forward to working with him.
William, what are the highlights of the campaign and of the messages that you want to get out to the student body?
Well, obviously, our first and foremost concern is the ticket distribution situation, where that has a major impact on all students here at the student body, and I think everyone's really concerned about it. We also look forward to continued growth in the homecoming festivities, continue work with support of athletic groups through sports marketing effects, through other campus organizations such as Carolina Fever, and to continue to build that support for the athletic foundation and for the athletic department.
What have you learned this year from CAA President Sherelle McMillan, and what kind of changes maybe would you make?
Well, Sherelle has been a master at opening dialogue between many student groups throughout campus, and I've learned that I think you have to get your best message out there, and you have to get many groups to come along with you, because despite the fact that CAA is such a large organization, we still look forward to working with many campus groups, and I think bringing the campus together is our first and foremost concern.
The big debate this year was over student ticket distribution, having your one card shown with your student riser tickets. What's your take on that situation?
Well, I think showing a student one card is absolutely the decision that you have to make. We want to make sure that each student who pays their student fees has an equal right to the tickets in men's basketball games, which are obviously very important to everyone. And to ensure each student has a one card when they come in, make sure that people who deserve tickets have an equal opportunity. I fully endorse this process, and we're going to work with the athletic department and the ticket office to continue this process next year.
Thanks, William. Rashad McCants called it the worst loss of his life. The men's basketball team blew a 24-point lead Thursday to the Florida State Seminoles and lost in overtime. The Tar Heels look to bounce back and gain ground in the ACC standings against Virginia. UNC comes out intense early. Jackie Manuel finds Rashad McCants for the dunk, and the Heels take a 13-point lead. But Todd Billett leads the Cavs back with a three. Pete Gillen's team goes into the half trailing only by 2. Second half, Heels refuse to blow another game. McCants returns the favor to Manuel right here for the big jam. Then Raymond Felton caps it off with the alley-oop to McCants. The Heels top Virginia 96-77. Felton says this win makes up for the loss Thursday somewhat.
It's not really a confidence boost. It's just more of get the bad taste out of our mouth from that Florida State game.
Damian Grant also saw playing time against Virginia for the first time this season. The 6'11" center is finally recovered from knee surgery. Grant played 3 minutes and was 0 for 2 from the field. The Tar Heels host NC State Wednesday at the Dean Dome at 7. UNC looks to even its ACC record at 3-3. Even though the men's basketball team receives most of the press and the attention in Chapel Hill, the Lady Heels have humbly kept a top 15 national ranking throughout the first part of the season. The band is rocking and rolling as the Lady Heels try to avoid the stingers of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Camille Little is focused on the W as she puts in a pair of free throws. But like Winnie the Pooh to a pot of honey, the Yellow Jackets would not go away. Ivory Latta would not let anyone embarrass her on her home court and is determined to win. She can rebound, she can weave through traffic like a New York cab driver on speed, and can dish as well as anyone in the country. The Heels go on to win 63-56, but Coach Hatchell knows her team must stay focused to be successful.
It has greatness. We didn't show it tonight, but this team has greatness. I mean, we were able to pull it out. You know, we held them to 56 points, and I'll take that any time.
Still excited from the men's basketball win and women's basketball win, sisters drug their brothers to Carmichael Saturday afternoon, where the Lady Tar Heels hosted Maryland for a very close gymnastics meet. The Heels faltered at times, but were steady when they needed to be. And junior Olivia Trusty's impressive afternoon helped push the Heels ahead by a whisker. The final score, 145.95 to 145.5. Like the rest of campus, the gymnastics team was snowed in Sunday, unable to make it to Virginia for its meet against William and Mary. Baseball season hasn't even begun, and some Tar Heels are already picking up accolades. Freshman pitcher Andrew Miller was tabbed as a preseason ACC Freshman of the Year by Baseball America. Miller was the nation's #1 prospect, and he has the top recruiting class in the nation. The Heels season begins February 20th against Seton Hall. So are the women's swimming and diving teams building a dynasty in the ACC? It sure looks like it. The 15th ranked ladies defeated Virginia Sunday 171 to 129 for their 13th straight win in ACC dual meets. Their last loss came 2 years ago. Senior Jessie Perquette headlined the Tar Heels Senior Day victory with wins in 3 individual events and a relay. The 22nd ranked men's team didn't fare quite as well. They fell to number 11 Virginia 211 to 89.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but it seems a little cold to be swimming and diving these days.
At least they're inside. That's the good part. That is the good part.
Exactly.
I think we'll definitely stick to basketball since it's indoors.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're going to get to our sports trivia question. Does anybody know the answer to that question?
Well, I don't know. I love all of those basketball players. They're definitely my favorite, especially growing up. But I think that I might go with D, Jeff McInnes. What about you guys?
I'm with Courtney.
D?
Not a big sports fan, but so I'd go with Courtney. I think she knows better than that.
You are correct. Jeff McInnes is the answer. Jeff McInnes was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He will pick up time playing with LeBron James very soon.
Well, now I have a question about that.
Sure.
When will he start playing for the Cavaliers?
He actually has already started playing. They start right away in the NBA. They don't wait long for trades. It's not like transferring to colleges or anything. He's on the floor, and the Cavaliers are doing quite well.
I learn something new every day about sports, that's for sure.
And I'll get my information from you, since I don't know. Well, that does it for our edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for joining us. Stay inside and stay warm. Good night.